So it's been a hot minute since I've done a video, and since this kind of channel has been prominently a Walking Dead channel for the majority of 2022, let's keep that going and actually do a recap on all the news that has happened since I've been off YouTube before Tales of the Walking Dead actually premieres next week. So let's go. So let's kick this off with talking about the show I last spoke about on this channel, which was Fear the Walking Dead. Season 7 wasn't a fan of, so my anticipation for Season 8 isn't very high. The only information we have about the upcoming season of Fear the Walking Dead is now that they're filming, and then that's about it. We know that they're not filming in Texas anymore. They have now moved to Atlanta, close enough to where they filmed the normal Walking Dead show. So other than that, we don't have much information on Fear the Walking Dead Season 8. They weren't at Comic-Con. We had a Walking Dead panel there. We had a Tales of the Walking Dead panel at Comic-Con. But we had nothing for Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know why we didn't. I don't think there was a statement or anything given. It's just, as of right now, nothing has been said about Fear the Walking Dead Season 8 besides the fact that it's filming. We don't know when it's going to come out. Even looking at the kind of the list we have for stuff coming out next year, who even knows when Fear the Walking Dead's going to actually be able to fit in there, unless they do what they've done with World Beyond and actually put Fear the Walking Dead against another Walking Dead property, or even put it on a Saturday night or whatever, because there's so much Walking Dead stuff coming out next year. It's actually unbelievable. But in other Walking Dead universe conversation, we do have a new series up and coming next week, which I am excited for. I'm not ridiculously excited for it. I'm not losing my mind over it, but I'm looking forward to actually getting back into the Walking Dead universe. I think Fear the Walking Dead ended in, I want to say May, so it's been a hot minute since I've not only spoke about the Walking Dead but also watched anything Walking Dead, so I am excited to jump back into this universe. It's 6 episodes, 6 standalone episodes, where each individual episode follows a different storyline, and for the most part they all seem pretty interesting to me. The first one is probably the one I'm least interested in, and that comes down to the fact that it stars Terry Crews. Now, I don't have any issues with Terry Crews per se as a person or anything about that. I just feel like he's too big and recognizable for the Walking Dead universe, where I see him on the screen. I see him, he's wearing a American football helmet, he's on some kind of vehicle, and I just see Terry Crews there. I don't see whoever the character is. Of course, we haven't been introduced to the character yet, so that will come with it. But even recognizable, like, I know Jeffrey Dean Morgan from many other things besides Walking Dead, but when I see him in Walking Dead, he's Negan. But for me, just looking at him, it just looks like Terry Crews. And even the episode, it just seems like two people who, I think it's fairly close to the start of the apocalypse. It seems like they were in a bunker and now they're off searching for their loved ones. So it's nothing about this episode that seems overly interesting to me. It's kind of surprising that this is episode 1. You'd feel like because it's Terry Crews and he's the biggest actor in this show, most recognizable actor anyways, you think they'd put the episode maybe in the middle of the show to kind of get people watching it, and then say, oh, here's our Terry Crews episode. But again, it does make sense why they have it as their first episode, to get people in. Episode 2, that seems more interesting. I'm more interested in seeing what happens there. It's Atlanta at the start of the apocalypse, so when the world went to shit, a receptionist and her boss were trying to get out of Atlanta. That just seems interesting to me. We've never actually seen Atlanta at the start of the apocalypse. We saw Laurie, Shane and them on the highway and saw bombs getting dropped in there, but we haven't actually seen what it was like in there. We've never, even in Fear the Walking Dead, from memory from season 1, we've never really seen a full-on city outbreak. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Atlanta fell, what the hell was going on there at the start of the outbreak, and it's exciting to actually get to see more of Atlanta. Are we going to see maybe the Vatos gang? Are we going to see like them in the background maybe setting up their place, or are we going to run into the Grady Memorial Hospital and maybe see one of the doctors or whatever? I don't know. I wonder if we're going to see any connection to the regular Walking Dead universe, but I am very excited to see this episode. I'm way more excited for this than I am for episode 1. Episode 3 is our Alpha episode. Alpha's a great villain. She really was. I loved her in the regular Walking Dead series. We got a prequel-esque kind of episode to her at the start of season 10, so I'm not overly excited for this episode just because we had seen her backstory somewhat in season 10, but also she's not gone that long, so I'm not like dying to see her again. I remember when this show was announced, everyone was talking about a Governor episode, and that seemed way more interesting to me, seeing the rise of Woodbury. They've got books and everything to base it off, so I was hoping to get a Governor episode, but if we're getting an Alpha episode, it'd be cool to see Samantha Morton back, but since she's not really gone that long, my anticipation isn't as high. It's cool to actually get an actual Walking Dead character in this show. Who knows, maybe we'll get someone else who's connected to it. Like maybe for all I know, Terry Crews is friends with someone from our universe who died long ago. Who knows? But out of all the episodes to actually get from the regular Walking Dead universe, Alpha's not the one I would have picked. I would love to see, I don't know, Tyrese come back, or an early episode of Abraham, Rosita and Eugene. But Alpha, are we going to see Beta? I'm assuming we're going to see Beta, because I remember Ryan Hertz was saying a while ago that he was coming back for the Tales of the Walking Dead, so I'm assuming he's going to be here, but I don't think anything's been confirmed yet either. Episode 4 is some guy out there doing a nature documentary. Now, it's been revealed that one of these episodes takes place 35 years in the future. I'm assuming if some guy's going out there doing a nature documentary, I assume that's the episode that takes place 35 years in the future. So I'm not so much excited for this episode for the premise of the nature documentary. I'm more excited to see what the hell this world looks like in 35 years' time. Are we going to see any CRM stuff? Are we going to see any Commonwealth stuff? We probably won't. I say it's going to be a fairly self-contained episode, but the fact that in 35 years' time, someone is able to go out there and do a nature documentary really goes to show that the world is working backwards now. They're going back to what life was beforehand, so I am really excited to see this episode. Just see, honestly, I just want to see what the world's like in 35 years' time. Episode 5 is, of course, this is another recognizable actor, but he's not as big as Terry Crews. I don't know the actor's name, but he's A-Train in The Boys. He's a guy who goes off somewhere, can't remember who he is or where he's going, and he wakes up in some random place. That sounds interesting to me. I'm assuming the place he wakes up in is a lived-in community now. I doubt he's just going to wake up in the middle of the apocalypse and has no idea what's going on. I'm assuming this takes place a good bit into the apocalypse. He goes off, hits his head, and then he wakes up. Someone finds him, they bring him back, and he goes ballistic. I'm hoping it's like that. It'd be cool to see like that, and he ends up like massacring like 10, 15 people in his kind of panic state. So that's an episode again. I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for this show just because they're all different. If it was one big story, I don't think I'd be as excited for it. But the fact that every episode's different does have me intrigued and excited. And then the last episode, it pretty much just says that it's it may or may not be a haunted house. So yeah, I'll see what happens there. Not overly excited, but we'll see what happens there. It's episode 6. Episode 6 is the finale of this season. You tend to imagine that they'd have their bigger episode be the finale, so let's see what actually happens there. And we've also got 3 other series to talk about, so the Walking Dead universe moving forward is just very, very exciting. Of course, World Beyond ended last year. I wasn't a big fan of that, but that has not turned my anticipation away from any of these spin-offs of the regular series, and then just different shows in general. One of the spin-offs we are getting next year is the Daryl Dixon TV show. This was of course announced when they announced that season 11 of The Walking Dead was the final season. They also announced that we were getting a Daryl and Carol spin-off, and then a couple months back they announced that Carol was not going to be part of this spin-off series anymore, and it was actually going to take place in Europe. So I heard that, I was thinking, oh, that's disappointing, we're not going to see Carol in this series, but I assume she will be appearing maybe in the first episode, similar to what Rick did in the first episode of Fear the Walking Dead season 4, and then Daryl go off on his adventure, and then maybe in season 2 or season 3 she might reunite with Daryl, because I don't think that's going to be the end of their relationship. It's a fairly important relationship to not only the main TV series but for the Walking Dead universe as a whole. But when I heard they was doing in Europe, I was expecting it to be either Ireland or England. Ireland because I'm biased, I live here of course, and England just because I don't think Daryl speaks any other language besides English. I'd be genuinely shocked if this man comes out and starts speaking full-on French or Spanish or German, but it was revealed that it takes place in Germany. So my question is, why is he going to Germany? Can he speak German? I doubt he can. How does he get to Germany? I assume he gets a boat maybe to France and rides his bike over to Germany. I'm assuming Dog will not be part of the spin-off show. Is there going to be anyone else part of the spin-off show? Maybe is Connie going to be part of the spin-off show, or is it just going to be a purely Daryl Dixon spin-off show? Is he what everyone's expecting to be? Is he looking for Rick? I assume it is. I assume he's out there looking for Rick, and for some reason he feels the need to go out to Germany, but who knows? I'm very excited. Daryl is, honestly, he's one of the best characters in The Walking Dead. There's no debate anymore. Daryl is up there. It's my top three: Rick, Daryl, and Negan, in that order. So I'm really excited to see the continuation of Daryl. I'm glad they're not killing him off. It was a bit disappointing when they did announce the final season along with him. So like, okay, well, Daryl and Carol are safe, but you knew Daryl was always going to be safe just for the fact that you have to see him reunite with Rick. So the fact that we're getting the spin-off series, which everyone's assuming is setting up Rick's return with Daryl, that gets you very excited. Another series we're getting is a Maggie and Negan spin-off series. That gets you excited for the pure reason that why the hell are they together? Of course, Maggie hates Negan because he bashed her husband's head in, so you can understand why she hates him. So why are they together? Of course, this takes place in Manhattan, which gets you even more excited to actually get to see New York in the Walking Dead universe. And then the information they've announced about this series, not only have they said that all the bridges have been destroyed in New York, so we're going to have to see Maggie and Negan get in a boat and sail across the Hudson to get onto Manhattan, but all the bridges are destroyed. There's over 1 million walkers in the city, and the survivors who are still on the island have to zipline from building to building. That sounds fucking amazing. I cannot wait for this series. It's 6 episodes long. I'm more excited for this than I am for the Daryl spin-off. It has Negan. Maggie, since she's got back, has not been my favourite character. She's done a lot of things I haven't liked. Her character, of course, has been 7 years, their timeline, since we had seen her before, but she just seems very different. So I'm excited to see moving forward how her and Negan's relationship is going to kind of adapt and how it's going to grow, because they're going to have some sort of relationship if they decide to go on a journey like this together. So I am excited to see how this all goes about with them. And again, does this connect to Rick? I'm assuming it does. Let's see. Manhattan seems great. I'm excited to see, like, Statue of Liberty, is that going to be destroyed? Empire State Building, we're going to see like these massive buildings that are just like collapsed. Times Square, like, I love the movie I Am Legend with Will Smith. I just love seeing like recognizable places in a post-apocalyptic world. So I remember in I Am Legend you see Will Smith in Times Square, and from memory I think it was a pack of lions were just roaming through there. I love all that. Are we going to see anything like that here in the Walking Dead Isle of the Dead series? I'm assuming we're not going to see zoo animals wandering around, because if there's 1 million zombies, I imagine they're all been eaten long ago. But excited to see what Manhattan looks like in the Walking Dead universe. I'm expecting to not even be able to see the ground. I'm expecting it just to be walkers all over the ground, especially if they have to zip line from building to building. So bring on this show. I am very, very excited. And we've got 2 other bits of news to talk about. First off, we're going to talk about the show that started it all coming to an end. Of course, we have the Walking Dead Season 11 Part C coming out. I'm expecting it to be October. Wrap it up when you started it. It's bittersweet. I love this show so much. It's my all-time favourite TV show. I love all the characters. I love all the seasons, even the bad seasons like Season 7 and 8, which I understand the complaints. I get why people don't like them, but I love it. I love every season. There's some episodes like Splinter in Season 10, and that's the only one that comes to my mind at the moment, but I just love The Walking Dead. It's the only show that genuinely, when there's a new episode, I get excited. Even if the last week's episode was god-awful, I get so excited every single week for The Walking Dead. The minute the episodes drop, I am watching them. Where there's other shows that I don't do that. The Walking Dead is just, to me, I adore it. I've met many of the actors. Behind me, I've got a massive poster that I've got 3 signatures on that I'm going to try and get majority of the cast, as many of them as I possibly can, get them to sign it. I'd love to have a massive Walking Dead poster signed. So this show means so much to me, and the fact that it's coming to an end, I'm excited to see how they wrap up this show that to me is a masterpiece. I adore every bit of this show. So I'm excited to see how they wrap it up, but I'm also devastated that's coming to an end. I've been watching this show as long as I can remember. Season 4, I think midway through season 4 is when I started, so I've been watching this show for years, so the fact that it's coming to an end really, really saddens me. But we did get a trailer at San Diego Comic-Con, which honestly was fantastic. I loved the trailer. There's so many characters who I think are not safe, and then there's some that I think are safe because not only are they against spin-offs, but then there's other characters I'm just assuming are safe just because you kind of want to keep them alive in the universe. But that kind of glimpse at the end where you hear Aaron talk about, oh, wait, I've heard about these different walkers who are faster and can climb and open doors. Really excited for that. And you see the one that has his hand on top of the wall and you can see himself pulling it over. Of course, we kind of got them in season 1. We saw a bit at the end of World Beyond, but I am so fucking excited for this show to end just to see how it all wraps up. Honestly, I absolutely adore this show. I don't know how they're going to wrap it up because there's so many stuff they have to do. They got 8 episodes left and I am so fucking excited. And the final bit of news, the one I left to the end, Rick Grimes. I've been saying since he left and they announced the movies, I've been saying to my girlfriend, I said, whatever year this movie comes out, that's my most anticipated movie of the year. Doesn't matter what else is coming out. I said, like, Avengers 5 could be coming out and I'll be more excited for Rick Grimes' movie. I said, if you say Endgame never came out, we had Infinity War and then Endgame, and the Rick Grimes movie came out the same day, I would go see the Rick Grimes movie first in a bloody heartbeat. Rick Grimes to me is my all-time favourite fictional character. I love TV Rick, I love comic Rick, Andrew Lincoln. I've seen him in Penguin Bloom as well as Love Actually, but just for his Walking Dead role alone, he is one of my favourite actors just because he portrays Rick Grimes. I find myself in work just watching clips on YouTube of Rick Grimes. I have the murder jacket. I actually have that. I bought that. I wear that. I love the character of Rick Grimes. I've been so excited to see his return, and I was expecting at either Comic-Con or when the series ended to get an update on when we're getting this movie. People have been saying it's not going to happen. And then I woke up the morning after San Diego Comic-Con. I saw on my phone a Rick and Michonne TV series. I was of two minds. One, I was like, oh, I really wanted to see Rick Grimes on the big screen. But then I was thinking, okay, we're not getting a movie. It was obviously really hard for them to do a movie if it took 4 years since he's left and they hadn't even really said anything. But now they're saying we're getting a Rick and Michonne. At first I thought it was a limited series. I thought it was just 6 episodes and they're done. And I was thinking, how are they going to get that done in 6 episodes? But apparently it's been announced that it's not a limited series. This is season 1 of the Rick and Michonne TV show. No name yet. Wonder what they're going to call it. Possibly just I've always said that the perfect name for the movie would be The Walking Dead Return of Grimes. I wonder if they're going to call it that for the TV show because Michonne Grimes, Rick Grimes. But I'm just so excited. We're getting multiple seasons of this. They're going to wrap up Rick's storyline. I thought, okay, when I heard 6 episodes, I was thinking, how the hell are they going to wrap all this up? That's 6 hours. They've got so much to do here. They have to take down CRM. You have to reunite Rick and Michonne, reunite Rick, Michonne, and everyone back home. I honestly don't have the words to actually express how excited I am for this. This comes out next year. This is my most anticipated thing of next year. It's like Rick and Michonne is up to, like, there's a massive gap for this. I will be watching this the second it drops. I just want to see Rick Grimes again. I am so excited to see Rick Grimes again. And from the moment they announced it, my TikTok, I never really got much Walking Dead stuff on it for some reason. I don't think a lot of people put a lot of Walking Dead stuff on TikTok. But the minute they announced this, all I'm seeing now is Rick Grimes edits, and I'm so excited. The Walking Dead feels like it's just like a massive triumph coming back. It feels like it's been reborn just with the announcement of Rick Grimes. I feel like I'm not the only one who's watching and talking about The Walking Dead anymore, and I'm just so excited to see Rick Grimes back on the screen. Just so fucking excited. I've got like figures of Rick Grimes. I've got like 10. Every one that comes out, I buy it. I've got a massive one. I've got little ones. I am so excited for this show, and it cannot come soon enough. I'm expecting we're a good while away. I assume it's October 2023, but at least we have a date. They said 2023. At least we know we are getting the return of Rick Grimes next year, and I am so excited. But that is all the Walking Dead news we have gotten over the last few months. I will be reviewing Tales of the Walking Dead week to week with every episode coming out. So if you want to know my thoughts on that, make sure you click the subscribe button. And then when that's done, I think literally the week after, The Walking Dead's back. So if you want to know my thoughts on anything Walking Dead, I talk about all of it, because honestly, it probably is my favourite franchise. There's a bunch of them I love, but The Walking Dead holds such a special place in my heart. It's probably my all-time favourite franchise. So if you're the same, click the subscribe button. You can come back and see future Walking Dead stuff from me in the future. But also, let me know what your most anticipated thing from the Walking Dead universe is in the comment section down below. But with all that said, thanks for listening.